It's like someone is arriving now. If you're arriving now, please move quickly because I will be fast. Picha ushapata mingi. Ya kesho wakiandika unaichukulia ingine. Ushapata mingi. Okay. I will go straight to the point. Thank you for coming. Thank you for responding to us quickly. I will try and move fast. I'm sure today, as you are aware, we had an invitation to the Senate, and after that invitation and the session was over, we have received, as anticipated and as expected, a press release from the minister's office claiming to install a caretaker committee at FKF. So first and foremost, I want to say that I have said severally that the minister all along has been trying to remove us illegally from office. I want to repeat again that this action is illegal and wrong for a minister who is supposed to help sports in this country make progress, to entangle herself in football politics. We have known this from the first day when she issued a press release to inspect us. We are the only federation that has been inspected by any minister under the 2013 Sports Act. We have been clear and repeated severally that we are happy to be inspected. We opened our doors to the inspectors. We spend a lot of time, and the federation that has shared most of its information every time we have been asked to do so. However, from the onset, the minister, for her own political reasons, that only she can explain, from the beginning wanted to install a committee at FKF. I have said this, we have said this severally. Any attempts to try and show her this is not right have gone unheeded. And today she has issued a press release which confirms what we said. You look at that list and you will see that even our opponents in the last elections have been selected into a committee. She even gets names of people wrong in the haste of trying to replace us. She goes to an extent of picking an active player who is playing for the Starlets right now, in the Harambee Starlets, to put her in a so-called caretaker committee. This is so wrong, so wrong. But we have expected this as football. I have said it, we have said it. Of course, there will be many people who didn't believe, but now it has come to pass, and today she has issued a list. I want to say that as a club, we reject this committee. We reject it, and we rebuke it. We will not accept it. We have not accepted it. When someone is elected in office, and we have not been found guilty of anything, some minister who clearly does not know what she's doing cannot show up and arbitrarily just decide to remove us from office. It is wrong and it is illegal. So, Kenya is playing Uganda today, and it is sad that a minister who doesn't care anything about football issues such a pronouncement on a day when Harambee Stars is playing Uganda. The lack of respect for sport is really amazing. But Kenya is playing Rwanda also on Monday. And so I want to say the following. Football will continue all over the country. Everyone will play football as they were playing before. The National Super League will be played this weekend as scheduled. All leagues, county leagues, everywhere, any referee who was traveling will proceed and do the same. Any official who was organizing any matches will continue to do the same. We shall remain in charge because this is an illegal act, and football will be played over and through this weekend. I want to be very clear about that point. There is a lot of football across this country, up and down. I don't think the minister understands that there's football in Karatina, and there's football in Kilifi. There's football everywhere. Football is not just around the stars. It is not. Football is a national sport being played everywhere. There are also coaching courses going on. The CAF B course, the first of its kind going on, 50 participants are taking part, will continue in these coming days. There are another 5 courses going on, and there are a few referee courses as well going on. They shall continue unabated and unstopped. Number one. Second is that we are in touch with FIFA, and we have updated them as required, and in the coming hours they shall advise on the next move that we shall take. So I don't want to comment so much about FIFA because we have been in constant communication, and we shall comment when they give a comment. But I want to say this. We since received communication from FIFA that the minister wrote to FIFA on 18th of October. And if you read that letter, you will be amazed by the kind of minister we have. She wrote to FIFA complaining about our performances on the pitch and our ranking, and asking for a meeting with the president of FIFA. FIFA has shared this with us. We have shared what has happened with them. They will consult internally and get back to us. In the meantime, football will continue. We will remain in charge. All football will be played the way it has been played. The boys and girls of Kenya that has been playing football and the growth they have enjoyed that has been not disturbed for now a couple of years shall continue in the coming days. In the meantime, we will continue consulting with FIFA, and as soon as we have written communication, then we will share the same. And as I close, I want to say this. If you look at the list that the minister released, it tells you that this is a political action, as we have said. She has not given, even at FKF, when someone does something wrong, there are committees that listen to that individual. From the onset, we have not been listened to. We have not been given our share of the table. And up to now, we have received no communication. And this is characteristic of this ministry. Never have they written to us to say, FKF have done 1, 2, 3. Even when she said she had received the report of inspection, the inspectors never communicated anything wrong to us. The registrar never communicated as required by the Act to us. And as we always thought, she has rushed to install a caretaker committee. It's a flawed process. It's a flawed process that had an end in mind by the minister. I think she wants to rush removing me from office before she leaves office in a couple of months. And I have said this openly, and I will say today. It is sad for Kenya because when you have someone who doesn't understand football and the thousands of children and people that take part in football today, who thinks on a day when Kenya is playing Uganda, they can attack the federation, they can change the federation, they can do what they want. I want to reiterate that FKF is not part of the ministry. We are not part of the ministry. We are not part of government. They don't oversee FKF. FKF has its members, FKF has its board, FKF has its governing structures, and FKF has its own checks and balances. Just like everywhere in the world, we conform to FIFA statutes and CAF as well. And it is wrong that before any court of law pronounces anyone guilty of anything, that you go and pronounce to remove them in office arbitrarily. It just goes to show the kind of ministry we have and the kind of leader we have in our ministry. I'm sorry, I really avoided to talk about this minister because I found that we can't discuss football, and so I kept away. But now, when she does what she has done today, as I've said, as I lead football in this country, and I am elected, I am not appointed. And if the minister wishes to lead football, if you look at that committee, several members of her staff, the staff that work for CS Amina, are installed in a committee to run football. Staff members of our office. As I have said, it is the wish to take over football that has been driving her. I will say it openly, that's what she has wanted to do. And it's a sorry state of affairs. My job now is to protect the institution, and we shall do it in the best way possible. So I think that it was just good to know that we have rejected this move. We will reject it. No football member should uphold and should listen to it. They should play football. We have 7 leagues across the country, playing thousands of matches in every weekend. From tomorrow, there's a lot of football through the weekend. We have our national team, in which now the minister has rejected to support. It's in Uganda. Our girls are in contention for going to the Cup of Nations in the World Cup. And if you read the letter she has written to FIFA, I wonder what other countries that are lower than us in the ranking of FIFA. Because she says that we have performed dismally. What about those that are lower than us? How have they performed? It's incredible, this kind of action. She has failed to heed any calls for her not to interfere with football. The Senate was clear today that she should not do anything that could cause adverse action on Kenya. But she doesn't care. She has proceeded. I want to say that every member of football should not heed to that committee, should not listen to that committee, should not respond to anything that committee might say. It is unfortunate that she's dragging some people who are respected in this country into a shoddy committee, lying to them that there's something they can do. It's wrong. If they want and she wishes to do football politics, 2024 and 2025 is near. She can herself vie for football, or encourage some of the friends that she's trying to bring to football to come and run, to be in office in the right way and legally as we have done. I think this is my message today. I don't think I've left out anything. I wanted to say that to you guys. You will continue to see us working. Kenya is playing Uganda, and Kenya is playing Rwanda on Monday at Nyayo Stadium. And Kenya will play Rwanda. And will play Rwanda under FKF. There will be no committee that will take charge of Harambee Stars against Rwanda. Just want to be clear. From tomorrow, the referees begin to arrive, and the match organizations committee will continue to organize that game. To be at Nyayo at 3. We made all bookings required. They have not supported us. It's okay. This is very wrong. So we will play against Rwanda. We will wait for FIFA to speak, and when FIFA speaks, we will share with you the communication. And after that, then we shall move forward. I believe this will end because it's illegal and wrong. And when it ends, it will be one of those things that a minister tried to do during this time that we've been here. Thank you. I'll take a few questions.
Any questions?
Just to be clear, the ministry or the minister herself has not been in contact with you guys in relation to what happened today. There's no letter, there's no nothing. She's not told you that you're no longer in office.
No, we have not received any phone call. We have not received any letter. We have only seen a press release. And this is, again, what I'm saying is so wrong. In the beginning of the inspection, the minister sent out a press release. She never writes to us. When we write and say that the stadia are banned, she doesn't write back. When we write and ask for budgets, she doesn't write back. She will either fund or not fund. Mostly fund later. No communication to the CS office is ever responded to. And we have thousands. We have many. So we have not received any formal communication from the ministry that she is removing us and installing anyone. Nothing up to now. But we have learned that whenever we see a press release from our office, then she's the one who's speaking, because she goes then and acts on those and doesn't care anything beyond that. So it's okay with us. Whenever she writes to the media, we will act. She doesn't choose to write to us, it's okay with us. Yeah.
Two last questions.
What's our leader to again? Governor Salim to Olise.
I could probably ask a second.
Olise is me.
I remember before the 2019 African Cup of Nations, and probably a few months after, the relationship between the federation and the ministry was, in my own words, very cordial. They financed the team to go to France and camp and to go to the Cup of Nations. But where did the reign start between you and the ministry?
Maybe you could ask her. I think the best way is to ask the minister what happened to her. She stopped coming to matches, stopped responding to any requests from us, whether on phone, on text or letter. And basically we said, let's continue doing our football, and we continued. Next we saw was a press release that we are being inspected. Without, naturally, where you work, if you do something, you will be told to explain or show cause why you did this. And then out of what you say, you could be warned, you could be fired, you could be interdicted. And for us as FKF, this ministry has treated us as nobodies, but I think it's the desire to want to take over football and to put her own people to run football, and which she has shown today. Some of the people are real opponents in that list. It's amazing that she can actually have the audacity to put those kind of people who actually, some of them ran for elections and got 3 votes. She's putting them in her committee. It's amazing. Some of them are known people that have been writing articles against FKF and for long. So I want to say that football will continue. Football will be played. We will be in charge. We are consulting with FIFA. As soon as FIFA speaks and gives a position, We will relate to you, we relate to the country. I ask everybody to remain calm. I ask every football player, every coach, every referee to play football, continue with your business, leave this, treat this as a political act. Listen to no one else except FKF, elected office, and its CEO. Once FIFA speaks and once Harambee Stars play against Rwanda in the coming days, I believe we'll have a way forward. So thank you so much, and thank you for having me. Yeah.
Maybe, do you have fears that maybe a possible FIFA ban due to government interference?
I don't want to talk about what FIFA can do, because I'm not here to be protected by anyone. Everybody is here to do the right thing. We have done the right thing. We have given access to the federation. We have provided information. When called upon by parliament, we have gone. We have done everything. But now we have become criminals because we lost against Mali. Because immediately after losing against Mali, the minister was waiting for something that people are against us. And that's why she found it. When Kenya loses, we're on the back foot. When Kenya wins, and people are happy. It's normal in every country. People love football. Manchester United was beaten 5-0 just the other day. Brazil was beaten 7. Countries that are big sometimes don't qualify for big tournaments. Are they disbanded? They are not. Football is a game of competition. We have set up a good institution with good structures, with people who run it, professionals that do their work well. For the first time, we have a federation that has a structure and that runs. Now, there's all this frenzy because they want to paint me in bad picture. In Kenya, you want to say, they don't want to be checked. We have been clear. Even tomorrow, if you have a request from anyone to provide our books, we will do it. EACC, DCI, Auditor General, Ministry, Sports Fund, we have given them access. But they want to continue demonizing us so that they have an opportunity to illegally do this. We will not accept it. They will not be able to do it. And I'm sorry, it is not going to be that they can just walk into FKF and do what they want. That's not going to happen. So whoever thinks that this is easy and straightforward will be shocked. Will be shocked. But I'm sure it's a blip in football. It's a sad day and a sad moment. But we will be back once again. You know, the next year is a year of elections in this country. And football is neutral. Football is not to be pulled into all these feelings about all this. But unfortunately, she is trying to drag us into things that we do not understand. She doesn't understand football anyway. And she is there. So she has said that she will not fund football when we are here. If you read her letter, she's not going to fund football. And it is sad that a minister of sport can say, the team doesn't belong to me or to myself or to anyone at the player. To write in a letter that you're not going to fund that team. It's just amazing. It shows lack of understanding. Kwa hivyo maneno iko hivyo. Kumalizia hapo kama kuna mtu mwingine.
So President, how will you fund the national teams, because you say you're going to continue ensuring the teams play without government support and it's the government's responsibility?
It is Kenyans who fund that team, it is not the minister. We will continue to ask for the boys' rights. And we will do what it takes to make sure that team is funded and plays. If anything, they have gone to Uganda without funding. We have written and shown that she doesn't want to fund it. So she plans to might, all these things so that we seem like we don't know what we're doing. The girls have not been funded. And I tell you, it is sad because Vihiga Queens are playing tomorrow for a place in the semi. I fret to think what can happen to them and their dreams. The Starlets are playing against Uganda, home and away, to qualify for AFCON, and after 2 months to qualify for the World Cup. Football is big. Football is not just about Harambee Stars qualifying. There are people being trained on the ground. There are kids playing football on the ground. There are schools taking part in organized football, there are boys and girls who wish to make their future better that are preparing today. Football is so big. And so you cannot look at it like that and say that we have done badly. 2019 just been at the AFCON after 15 years. But 2 years later, because we lose against Mali, we are demons. No. I will reject it. We will reject it. It is wrong. What she is trying to do, installing her own people that work for her to run there. They have not just appointed a committee, guys. They have even appointed a secretariat. They have even appointed a secretariat with a CEO. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It is laughable. They don't understand nothing. It's amazing. And some of the people were not even called. Some of them, we speak to them and they're shocked. Were not even called. Yeah, they were not even informed. Some of them. And then they pick a player to be in a committee, an active player in the starlets. You're compromising a player. What are you doing to this girl? Innocent girl playing the best football, scoring 5 goals, and then you install her in a fake committee. It's wrong, guys. And I can only say that I will leave it to them.
My final question for me, I'm just envisaging a scenario where the Harambee Stars players have to take instructions from the committee and from FKF. I'm just envisaging that scenario in the next few days. Can you paint that picture for us? How do you see that going around? Because there's a government saying that these guys will be in charge, and you're saying that FKF is still in charge. Understand?
David,
yes.
I wait for someone from that committee to contact the Harambee Stars. That would be my answer. I really wait that Harambee Stars are playing Uganda this afternoon. We are in charge of the team. We're taking them to Uganda. We are going to fly them out tomorrow. I'm waiting to see the committee, some guy contacting the team and telling them, no, don't go there. Come here. And then I'm waiting for them to organize for the match against Rwanda. What do you envisage, David, honestly? I don't even want to discuss it. It's unacceptable. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. They don't understand what they're doing. They need to wait for the elections and then they remove us. They campaign, they show ideas, they show we have not done well, and then they take over the federation. That is how it's supposed to be done. In this country, it's a democratic country. That's why we have courts, that's why we have processes, that's why we have the constitution. Otherwise, anybody can allege anything. Can allege anything. And that's my problem. How do you see that Rwanda will be received by some committee? I mean, David, you know football more than most people. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. It's a story they have in their heads. That they're going to go and organize the league. Honestly, they will not. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're going to register players. What are they going to do? They can't do none of those things. They can't. So it's you're actually lying to people, telling them that you can install a secretariat at FKF. Not a committee, a secretariat and a CEO. And some guys there to do stuff. It's amazing what people were unable to do during elections is to remove us. Total our opponents, my opponents, got 8 votes. One of them is in the list, he got 3 votes. 3 votes he got. The minister has the audacity to take them and put them in a committee. What can I say really? It is to be rejected. I tell all football members who know football, who have been in football, who have passion for the game, as I do. And you know, guys, you might like me or not like me. There are things that you might say we have not done well. And I have respect for that. But you must also respect us for who we are. This shows no respect. No respect for football, for the boys who sacrifice every day to play football, for our sponsors. What do you think they are thinking in their heads today? What are they thinking in their heads today? And this action alone can make all of them go away. What are you trying to say about Kenya? You should see I don't know if you guys have the letter. I don't know if I should share the letter that the Waziri wrote to the president of FIFA. It's shocking. shocking and amazing. And honestly, it paints Kenya in bad light to have a minister who has no understanding of what FIFA ranking is. FIFA oversees all countries in the world. Those that are number one and those that are last, because we have 211 members at FIFA. When you complain about your country's performance to FIFA, what are you telling about Kenya? It's not like, what are you saying? You should read that letter. It's really amazing, you know, some of these things. And I never wanted to go out and have to go head on with CS Amina. I walked away. I walked away and let it be. And when things were not okay, our stadium, both of them are banned. We begged CAF to allow us to play in Nyayo this Monday. After Monday, we cannot play at Nyayo anymore. Instead of concentrating to make the stadium for us, you know, to lay the infrastructure for us, to enable us. And then if we are not right, 2024 is not far, 2025 is not far, you can remove us. Either that, or you should get us the agencies that actually do these things to take over and do the right thing. The law says if anything has been done, then investigation should be done and you could be arraigned in court. She doesn't care about any of that. That's what my problem is with this stuff. So, it's amazing. Today I have to speak, not been speaking so much, but unfortunately today I have to speak, and that's what it is, guys.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I tend to get a little bit confused, or rather a contradiction from your statement. Okay. I'm saying I'm getting a little bit of contradiction from your statement, or rather a bit confused personally, because you are saying that, you know, on one side you are calling for the rule of law, that they should have followed that rule of law, and on the other side you are saying that, you know, you are rejecting a decision by the government. Amina doesn't represent herself, but rather the government. So I'm wondering, I mean, what exactly message are you relying? Because people are a bit confused. The funds out there. Then, if you are saying that you don't recognize that the government says this, then where does that leave the fund? I mean,
Where does that leave what?
the funds, the football funds. No, just speak in English, please.
But English, it seems you have not understood my
No, just
When I
clarify.
speak in English again, you will repeat again and ask me.
No, you won't repeat. Just clarify that in English, please. I'm
So
sorry.
I don't understand what you mean by rule of law. I don't actually understand your question.
Let me repeat.
What is your question?
You're saying that the minister should have followed the rule of law that allowed the investigative authorities or agencies to continue with the investigation, and then if your office is found guilty of any wrongdoing, then the rule of law to take its course. Yeah,
That's part of it, but it's not what I meant.
Then what do you mean?
Yes, it's good for you to come there. And that's why I'm saying you're not listening, because from the minute one I said that the process that this ministry took and the Waziri took was flawed and wrong. And I highlighted the reasons why that process was wrong, illegal, and flawed. And I have highlighted simple things like that we were not informed of what we have done that is wrong. Until now, we are not informed about what is wrong. Is that legal? Is that lawful?
What should they have done?
Is that lawful?
I don't know. Just what should they have done?
He's wasting our time. Anyone else for other question? I think he's wasting our time.
What's up?
Okay, thank you guys.